Welcome to this channel. This channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So again, I like to share with you that when you watch this video, you probably want to turn on to 1.5x or higher speed so that it saves you time. However, when I explain things, I need to do it slowly so I do not mislead you. Now, in the previous video, as the link is under here, I have shared that it is very important for one to know how to handle the pelvic floor muscle and the diaphragm, and that related to how the entire body operates. And also, I also share that it's like when you go to pee, go to bathroom to pee, uh, you sit down there where your pelvis floor muscle is relaxed, and then when you stand up, you actually your pelvic floor muscle is lifting up. Now, so after that, many of our Wing Chun friends have messaged me, something me on showing them the mistake they have made, so now they can correct it. Some of our Wing Chun friends asked me to share more into this because they never heard about this type of stuff. So today I decide to share a lot with you. The notions is to share the education so you'll be able to really get it, not to create short video to make my channel more people watch. That's not the point. So today is 2023. 2 days later, we will have our Thanksgiving, and it is another year past. I just hope that everybody have progress, getting better. I myself right now is 65 years old. It is very fast. Time goes by. I am not any type of grandmaster or seafood. I'm just me who is interested in investigating things. So thus I share with you what is in my journey. Now let's get into a very important bottom line. In the history of China, there are two types of major Wing Chun. One is the 1850, one is the 1870. And today's Wing Chun is based on the 1870 Wing Chun. So, there is no other Wing Chun beside these two, based on evidence. Okay? That is really important to know. Now, the thing I'm presenting in this channel is on the Wing Chun 1850 or the anti-Qing Wing Chuns in the Red Book. That is not Tai Chi. You must never mix that with Tai Chi or try to think in Wing Chun 1850 Xu Lin Tao in the Tai Chi way. Forget about it. It is a complete different art. It is also not Shaolin Wing Chun. So you don't want to talk about Wing Chun is Wing Chun. It is completely different animal. It is also not today's Wing Chun because it is not the 1870s Wing Chun and not to mention it is not whatever people call XYZ Wing Chun, ABC Wing Chun today. So this has to be really clear, or else we don't know what it is. Now, so why do I tell you this? Because I'm going to show you what's going on. It is very important for Wing Chuners, be it you 1850 Wing Chun or the 1870 Wing Chun base, to know that the core of Wing Chun has to be based on mindfulness. Yes, mindfulness, as what I shared on past few videos. And the Shu Lim Tao of 1850s Wing Chun is just using a sample of movement to develop your mindfulness on the six core elements. Namely, the six core element is your physical, your mind, your breathing, your energy flow in your body, your force flow, or your strength handling, and your momentum. And then you refine it. But the entire thing is based on mindfulness. If you don't have the mindfulness, then you are just repeat or reproduce some pattern. That is not the soul of Wing Chun. That will never get you into the internal Wing Chun. Serious. So that also will not get you to identify Wing Chun is not Tai Chi. Wing Chun is not Wang Chun. Wing Chun is not other stuff. As soon as you lost your mindfulness, you will think Wing Chun is Tai Chi, Wing Chun is Shaolin Wing Chun, Wing Chun is today's Wing Chun. Wing Chun is everybody can interpret it. That's not the case. So mindfulness is the bottom line. And the sixth core element is my creations in the United States of America, so that you be able to know what it is within the holistic or totality. For example, a coin. For those who is mindful, they pick up a coin, they see the two faces of the coin exist in the same time. But for those who is not mindful, they might not even see that there's a face of the coin. So the sixth core element is just try to help people. Because today most do not have the ability to see what is the difference, but they keeping adding pattern. Or this is look like Wing Chun, this is look like Tai Chi, this is look like Shaolin Wing Chun, this is look like blah 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 blah. They don't know what is the content. And then people will say, oh yeah, chi, or try to be song or loose, like 心气的丹田, like in the Tai Chi. But it turns out that they have no idea what is going on. Or Wing Chun is Wang Chun. Like decades ago, you can see a lot of videos try to explain how Xiu Lim Tao is Wing Chun is Wang Chun, how is Xiu Lim Tao in Wing Chun supposed to be performed as the Wang Chun, Shaolin Wang Chun way. Well, the issue is that all these people have no idea what is going on. Sure, we cannot blame people because they don't have the educations. They don't have the authentic Chinese, the Buddhist teaching education. They don't have the real internal educations. That's what end up like this today. And today, people like that be able to just give themselves a title, grandmaster, and start teaching, and then you have thousands of people in the West who is believe on it that oh they are learning from Asia and all these grandmaster, his teacher is the grandmaster, blah blah blah, and then all legit. Well, it turns out that it is not that. That's why I want to tell you this today. Number one, the entire thing is mindfulness. However, most will not be able to do it. It is Wing Chun is based on the Buddha teaching, based on Dharma. Dharma is based on mindfulness. Now, I want to start with this. In the ancient, or even today, for the real deal practice of Chan Buddhism or Zen Buddhism or Xiu Lim Tao or any real Shaolin martial arts or meditations, there is a saying in Chinese poem, which is I want to share with you, so that you know how it has to be, how intense it get to, or how persistent it has to be. So this Chinese poem, which is often, if those who have reiterate in the ancient Chinese poem have heard of, is 梦中, this is in the Mandarin, 梦中寻他千百度，蓦然回首，那人却在灯火阑珊处. So what does it mean? This poem is about the people who study, practice the mindfulness, be it Zen or Wing Chun 1850 or meditations or any type of real Shaolin Kung Fu. So the poem is saying this. In the dream, I have dreamed about her hundreds and thousands of times. I'm trying to seeking for her in my dream for hundreds of thousands of times. So it is just like you saw a girl who you have loved in the first sight, but you don't know where to find him. So in your dream, you seeking for her hundreds of thousands of times, even in your dream. So day in, day out, you have that dream, you look for her. 蓦然回首，他人却在灯火阑珊处. It means after you have so many dreams, suddenly you turn your head back. You saw unintentionally, you saw she is sitting with her friend under the dim light talking with her friend. Okay. So this is the descriptions of how people work hard without working hard for weeks, for months, for years to understand what is going on or to get to that level of state. So if you cannot understand or you want to understand what I mean, that feeling of in the dream, seeking for her for hundreds of thousands of time, and suddenly you turn your back, you just saw, oh, she's just sitting there after so many days, so many dreams. Then you know what? Listen to a song 40 years ago. Well, 40 years ago, 1983, I'm still in Ames, Iowa, study in university, Iowa State University. At that time, there's a song which is popular. The name of the song is Hello by Lionel Richie. Listen to that song. That is an American descriptions of how the Chinese descriptions or the attitude of studying the mindfulness, the Zen, the Wing Chun 1850s, and so forth. Okay. Now, why am I share with you this? Because this is the key. This is the key. Now apply to the Wing Chun. As I shared with you the other day, I say that when you inhale, you have to what? Lower down your body, loosen up this part, like you go sitting in the toilet when you want to pee. When you exhale, you want to standing up, like after you pee. Well, that is how you always can know about the handling of your pelvic floor muscle and all those lower abs handling. It is as simple as you sit down to the pee and stood up, and you can know all of this as soon as you are mindful of the entire thing. So, if you are not mindful, you will never know that. Oh, when people say, lifting your anus, it is just like after you pee, you stand up. That's all. Instead of scratching the head, lifting anus, lifting anus, you know, all those kind of stuff. And everybody have their interpretations. It is as simple as that because internal, like the sixth element, it is just human. When you pee, you go down, your pelvic floor muscle going down, and when you stood up, your pelvic floor muscle lift up. How difficult is that? But if you look at around in all those YouTubes and books, everybody talk about, oh, the Tai Chi say you have to lifting your anus, or lifting your hui yin, or tucking your tailbone, and everybody have their thing and say, what is that? Well, that means you are not mindful on what you are doing. You don't know. You don't know the state of the physiology. For those who know, it is as simple as go pee and then stood up. If you're mindful enough, you know what is that. So, when people talk about internal art attainment, attainment is a big word. Oh, I have this chi, I have this attainment, I have this whatever. If you couldn't even notice that about that between your sit down and pee and stand up after pee, you don't even know how your physiological work, how your body work, how your breathing work. How are you going to supposed to know the energy, the chi inside there? You don't know. But is that so easy? Is it so easy? Of course not. You go back to the Lionel Richie's song, Hello. In the dream, you dream it for 1,000 times. What is this? What is this? What is this? And someday you go to pee, you're still thinking, what is this? I have to mindful of my body. I have to mindful at my body. So when you go to pee, you sit down and you stood up, you say, isn't that's it? That's it? Well, there's enlightenment, right? That is the realization. That is the attainment. If you don't have the attainment, how the hell you know what is what? So you see, every detail is like that. So if you look at those people who really practice Zen or Satipatthana, they do that. At every instance, they're mindful of their body. Okay? So meditation, Zen, internal Qigong, Wing Chun is not that simple like you say. Oh, you need to lifting your anus. It's not that. Not to mention, when you sit down to pee, do you lifting your anus? You don't. You don't lift your anus always. Because when you do that, you are actually disrupting your proper function of your body. So attainment means, do you know how to pee and stand up? So when many grandmaster told me they have this internal chi and so forth, as soon as you cannot tell me what is it on this lifting anus and handling of the lower abs, the pivot four muscle and the diaphragm, all this like in the P and stood up. I know you don't have it. You don't have the attainment. Now, people who don't have that have a problem. Why? People who know that Hendrix P law will know how to do this. Okay? So those who know the how to pee and stood up and are mindful of the pelvic floor muscle and diaphragm will know this. But people who don't know that, disregard of what they talk about, they'll end up be like that. Either they are using their chest brute forcefully when they inhale, or they brute forcefully using their lower abs. They dislocate the pelvic floor muscle with their diaphragm. So this is in this book. That's why it's important to have this book. Okay. So example, like the other day I share. When you want to inhale, your pelvic floor muscle is supposed to go down. Your 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 diaphragm is supposed to go down because you inhaling. So at that time, you want to make it easy for the body. You want to follow the way how the body is supposed to. You go a little bit down. So your pelvic floor muscle loose up. So your diaphragm be able to sink it really well. Now, when you want to exhale, you stood up. This push out, the pelvic floor muscle, and at the same time you exhale, your diaphragm going up. So when you inhale. When you exhale, you always have that minute stuff. And this small stuff is the thing which is in the past, even up to today, people will not tell you, people will not show it to you. I show it to you because this is an education channel. So I hope everybody learn it, okay? So that's what it is. Now, as soon as people who don't know that, what happened? You can see many people. They can say, song, 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 like a taiji. Guess what? They stood there, they lifted their shoulder, try to inhale. So they end up this way. They end up this way. So as soon as you say song, 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 well, it suffocates like hell, okay? The entire inside there, the diaphragm, the pelvic floor muscle is completely screwed up. You actually brute forcing this thing. You couldn't even breathe. The entire inside there is not working properly. So even if we say, learn it like the Taiji, song, 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 well, sorry, you did not dread that because you really don't know what is inside there. You have no handling. And because of you don't have the handling even for the physical, like we said, the sixth core element is like a coin with two faces. You screw up one of the six core element, the entire six core element is screwed up. So how is that have chi can develop chi? You can. So back up to just now I say, unless you do in every dream, you try to seek for the girl or the guy who you like for weeks, for months, for years, and suddenly you turn your head and you saw him or her. You don't know what it is. So unless you are so mindful that everything I have to be mindful, checking my six core element 24/7 as soon as I'm conscious. When these days I sit down to pee and I stand up, I say, isn't it there? The thing I want to know, isn't it there? Now, if you don't have that, you don't have Kung Fu. Don't kid ourselves. The Zen practitioners even go even much further. It say that people investigate in Zen until the emptiness break into pieces. What is emptiness break into the pieces? Well, you need to go through that. Day and night, you search for it mindfully. Someday you will see it. So when you see it, in Chinese that's called 见地. 见地 is you be able to see what is going on in that state, or you be able to describe clearly in details what is in that state. Okay? So this is important. And so let's continue on. In the opening of Xiu Lim Tao, 1850, you know already. Inhale, exhale. Notice when I going down, I do not move my shoulder up. If you move your shoulder up, you break this into two parts. You let this hand float up. I don't do this. I let this This hand float up, float up. So it's float up. It's not using this as the beginning. This is actually at the as the end. So I sink down. This is float up, float up, float up, float up. The hand float up. So this at the end, it accord to the arm. It is never. You lift your shoulder and then lift your hand. When you lift your shoulder and lift your hand, you end up with what I just showed to you. You are pushing this chest, not the entire pelvic floor muscle, diaphragm, the breathing. Only do it properly. You have this like a chamber there, proper like a piston there. That's how you develop whatever internal there. Got it? So it's very simple. It's just a beginning, opening of the 1850 Shilin Tao. If you have been searching for the person who you love in the dream for 100,000 times and found her, you know it. It is an open thing. Everybody who go through that can see it. Nobody can BS anybody. People can see me too. Okay? Now, opening. So the next thing is continue from that. If you do this, at exhale, the entire here is loose up, following just now the pelvic floor and the diaphragms functioning. Nothing stuck you. The minute you do it this way, you can feel right away you are actually creating problem resistance. You're not going to breathe properly. Same thing. When you rise up, if you do this, you will create tension here. But if you do this, you will feel everything is smooth. So the proper way is this. The path to exhale going down, this is smooth. The path to an inhale going up is smooth. The minute you do this, you block yourself. The minute when you come out, you do this, you block yourself. And when you're going down, if your thumb is stuck up like that, open up like that, even if you do this, your arm feel like it doesn't want to go down. It floats somewhere when you want to drop it down. Okay? So it is not the entire body synchronized together down. Okay? Or sink the chi or the force flow going down or the momentum handling, you don't. As soon as you have your thumb up like that, not like that, you get the problem. So when you're going down, your thumb have to go down. That have to do with your physiology, your breathing, and your chi, your channel. This is a lung channel. Now, when you come up, if your thumb is not putting up like that, you're putting down like that, this hand want to going downward. Actually, you are manual your hand to go downward where you want to lift your arm. Now you're screwed. So the real thing, the authentic thing, is going down, thumb down, in this way, not this way, this way. Inhale, relax, go vertical up. Again, if you go through that enlightenment when you are peeing, like I just shared with you see everything, every point. So when people just performing the opening, okay, the opening, just look at all this thing. What the guy do, what the guy have, what is his kung fu, what is the level, you see it clearly, okay? Because that is what you can read them. You can read their six core element, and that's how you read other people. In martial art purpose, you read his body, or analogy, you know his engine. You know where you can break that thing. Okay? So you want to talk about chi, all this thing, you have to pass all this thing. If you don't know this, forget about your Xiu Lim Tao 1850. Now, as what I say, can you get this far by just repeating the words of Tai Chi? You have to sing your qi to Dan Tian. You have to use your Yong Qian or the K1 point under your feet. You have to uh, song, loose. If you don't know all this, you couldn't even handle your body. All the sing qi, loose, K1 point, come on, it just means nothing. To turn it over to the sports science. This thing, how handling of every joint is called mobility and stability continuum in the modern sports science. You know every joint of handling. So that's why I wanted to map it to today's sports science. What good is to keeping telling you this is like the Tai Chi, this is lifting your anus, using your Yi, this is sinking Qi for 100 years. But even the guy who say it have no idea what is going on. Well, I can say, well, I learned from this teacher, this secret teaching, this. You can learn for 1,000 years. As soon as you don't have the enlightenment sitting in the toilet when you are pee and rising, standing up, you don't have you miss the entire thing of your Dan Tian and your breathing. So you don't have it. Admit it. Okay? So if we make this type of mistake, we need to change it. Before you don't know. But now I tell you already. Did I get 1 cent from you to tell you all this secret? I don't. I open it up for public. Why? This is a Chinese culture. This is a Wing Chun 1850s culture. It's not mine. Okay? But if you don't go through what I just shared with you, you will not get there. Now, so it's not Tai Chi. And it is not today's Wing Chun. Like everybody have to stand in the structure. Or this triangle shape, that triangle shape. How the world, all the structure stuff can get to what I just shared with you? It can.